If you didn't catch from the thumbnail, today's video is going to be a little different. Instead of going on a plane or traveling on a train today, I took the red and gold lines from Lusail down to Doha. At most stations, tile patterns such as this can be found in the arches and ceilings above. In order to move to the gold line, we need to change trains at Mshirib. Remember how I talked about how the platforms were twice as long as the trains were? Well, we can see that here. Although this isn't entirely the case, as 6-car trains made up of 2 3-car sets do run from time to time. Perfectly captured over here. Both of the trains came in roughly the same time, just a few seconds apart from each other on both platforms.
Doors closing. Stand clear.
جاري فتح الأبواب. اترك مسافة كافية.
The stretch up to and past Qatar University Station is one of only a few points on the whole network where the subway rises above the ground, only to go back down.
Passengers are reminded not to leave their belongings unattended.
هذا القطار متجه إلى الوكرة. المحطة التالية هي للضيفية. يجب على الركاب عدم ترك أمتعتهم بدون رقابة.
There are 3 different types of classes in this train: standard, family, and gold.
Luggage. Passengers are reminded not to leave their belongings unattended.
I almost forgot to mention that they have recently put up signs and boards over here that show where you are and the attractions nearest to your closest metro stop. And the gameplay is that's balance now.
Yeah, initially there was 14. I thought.
Floor -2. الطابق الثاني تحت الأرض. Doors opening. جاري فتح الأبواب. Doors opening. جاري فتح الأبواب.
يرجى السماح للركاب بالخروج من القطار قبل الصعود. يرجى السماح للركاب بالخروج من القطار قبل الصعود.
Doors closing. Stand clear.
جاري غلق الأبواب واترك مسافة كافية.
This train is for Al Azizia. The next station is Souk Wagil. Passengers are reminded not to leave their belongings unattended.
القطار يتجه إلى العزيزية. المحطة الثانية هي سوق واقف. يجب على الركاب
Don't go just yet. We still haven't ridden the Lusail tram yet. We boarded the Lusail tram from their platform at Lusail QNB. This is how we get to. Here's a map of the line we are on. Different from what this map suggests, the portion of the purple line between Lusail QNB and downtown Lusail is not open, and is waiting for the portion between downtown Lusail and high south to open before the line can fully begin operation next year, hopefully. Lusail QNB tram station is an island platform configuration similar to the metro station platforms below it. Out here we can get a pretty good view of the tracks below belonging to the red line. This is a turquoise line tram approaching in the direction of the depot. Let's look over the amenities that were provided us. Here, in our shelter, we have a few benches. The toilets are outside. There's also this button to close and open the door, along with the screens. Here comes our tram, headed for Rada Lusail at the top of the loop. In order to get on the tram, you have to tap your card on the card reader located in cards 2 and 4. Now, since each tram does have a driver's gap at both ends, it's not really a situation like the DLR, but you can kind of pretend that you're driving the train and backwards. Except you're just a few feet behind. Now, I was going to time the amount of time it takes to ride between Lusail QNB tram stop and Grand Masjid station, but the turquoise line doesn't actually stop there, and I was a bit too late in noticing that we actually passed it. So it takes around, to my estimation, less than a minute, so that's good.
الترام متجه إلى روضة لوسيل. المحطة التالية هي الياسمين.
We are now approaching الياسمين.
الترام يقترب من الياسمين.
This station is الياسمين.
We're
هذه
stopping
المحطة
at
هي
Yasmin to
الياسمين.
wait for an orange line train that's about to come later. As we're not heading to Lusail, we're heading over to what was originally called Energy South, but has now been named to Tarfat South. As I mentioned before in one of my previous videos, each Lusail tram set is 5 cars long. The amenities at stations like these. Each Lusail tram station has indicators above the platforms for the next tram.
Orange.
Each station also has 2 shelters, an ATM, an information display, a few benches, and the help center, just like I mentioned earlier. On the outside of each shelter, there's also this helpful diagram showing the direction of travel of each tram. At the end of the platform here, we also have the same diagram from before, or a similar diagram, as it changes based on which station you are. And also, it's really relevant because the orange and turquoise lines only go in one direction around the loop. Hence the need for the purple line in the center there, which hasn't opened yet. I noticed that the platforms for the Lusail trams are actually also longer than they need to be, and I've timed it here, but got distracted at the end because I saw our tram was approaching. But the time taken to get from one end of the platform to the other is roughly around a minute. Passenger information displays switch between Arabic and English. Now these trams are high-floor units, meaning that there are some steps in some of the carriages near where the bogies are. Now this isn't really a tram, it's more like a LRT. Hence it does dip down underground while still serving the rest of the loop.
tram is for Lake Tefia. The next station is Al Wasl.
الترام متجه إلى لقطيفية. المحطة التالية هي الوسل.
We are now approaching Al Wasl.
الترام يقترب من الوسل.
Station is Al Wasl.
هذه المحطة هي الوسل.
This tram is for Lake Tefia. The next station is Tarfak South.
الترام متجه إلى لقطيفية. المحطة التالية هي طرفة لوسيل جنوب.
We are now approaching
The closest exit is please random. This one? Allah, tak ada orang dia. How do you...
Upon exiting, you can see these beautiful mosaic patterns or just tinted glass above us. We make it out of Tarfat South using exit 2. Why do I say that? Is that because the other one is over there? Another key detail that I do like is when, as a train approaches and leaves the platform, there are LED light strips above the platform that shine green and red or when the tram enters or leaves the station.
Lusail. Please allow customers of the tram before boarding.
We've just come back to Tarfat South and we've only noticed these patterns on and around the station, I guess, including the floor here, as well as the roofs of each station box.
إلى روضة لوسيل. المحطة التالية هي
I did forget to record this portion, but before this we went from Tarfat South all the way up to downtown Lusail. That's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed watching and see you again next time.
We are now approaching downtown Lusail.
الترام يقترب من داون تاون لوسيل.
This station is downtown Lusail.
هذه المحطة هي داون تاون لوسيل.